Hello, and welcome to Once Upon a Time in Black History. I am your host, Tamara Shiloh, author, educator, and owner of the Multicultural Bookstore in Richmond, California, and Las Vegas, Nevada. You can also find us on my website at onceuponatimeInBlackHistory.com. Our shows are sponsored by the Multicultural Bookstore, and if you're interested in becoming a sponsor, please send me an email at tamarashiloh@gmail.com. Alrighty then, let's get this party started. Hello, today I'm going to talk about Clara McBride Hale. Saint-like qualities is what she had. She was selfless in her caring for newborns, knowing that the life that welcomed them was threatened by devastation. Their own mothers living in poor neighborhoods and addicted to any number of hard drugs. Clara Hale, she was dubbed a pioneer in self-help efforts in poor neighborhoods by the New York Times writer Bruce Lambert, came to symbolize the untapped potential of disadvantaged groups taking care of their own. Later, earning the name Mother Hale by those under her care, Clara would start Hale House, the only institution of its kind in the United States to house and care for infants born to mothers suffering drug addictions. Born in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, Clara was raised in Philadelphia. Her family life held a troubled history. After the passing of her father, Clara's mother was forced to take in boarders to support the family. After high school, Clara married Thomas Hale. The couple relocated to New York City's Harlem neighborhood, where their 2 children were born and a third was adopted. Thomas Hale died soon after, leaving Clara to support the family alone on her wages earned as a domestic. But this work, Clara decided, caused her to be away from her children more than she was comfortable with. So she began taking care of other people's children during the day at her own home. Without knowing, Clara had discovered her calling. It was during the 40s that Hale opened the doors to her own home and provided care for children in the community. She also offered lessons in parenting skills and found permanent homes for the children who were homeless. Clara became a licensed foster parent in 1960. This allowed her to provide care for hundreds of children in her home. Clara's daycare operation became a full-time job. Children would live with her during the week, and parents only saw them on weekends. The parents paid me, Clara told Parade during a 1984 interview. I didn't make a whole lot, but I wasn't starving, and the kids must have liked it because once they got there, they didn't want to go home. In 1969, Clara began to foster an infant addicted to cocaine. She was 64 at the time. This marked the founding of Hale House, a place that boasted unique programs focused on strengthening the community. Mothers took up residence while being educated in childcare and were required to attend a drug rehabilitation program. During the 1980s, when the HIV/AIDS epidemic was the forefront of many communities, Clara expanded the program to care for infants born with the virus, as well as those who lost parents to AIDS-related illnesses. By 1991, Hale House had cared for approximately 1,000 infants and toddlers. Hale cared for children until a few months before she died. At the time, was still caring for at least one child in her home. The New York Times quoted Clara as saying, "I'm not an American hero. I'm simply a person who loves children." Now imagine that. Thank you for tuning in to Once Upon a Time in Black History. For more information on this topic and others, visit the Multicultural Bookstore at multiculturalbookstore.com. And again, if you want to advertise in our podcast for a mere $25, please contact me at tamarshiloh@gmail.com. See you next time.